You are watching the Dangerous News Network, and I am Daniel McFarland. And today's topic is the preview of the Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers. Well, two teams are meeting for the ALCS. Who's going to win the pennant? Will the Red Sox win the pennant? Will the Detroit Tigers win the pennant? Let's match up who has the edge. Starting pitching, Verlander has not. Verlander, he wasn't himself this season, but he's woken up in the postseason. Hopefully he stays. Hopefully Verlander stays awake. If Verlander stays awake, you know Scherzer is going to kick the Boston Red Sox's ass. And if Sanchez doesn't choke, the Boston Red Sox, they're not going to have an easy time with the starting pitching. They shouldn't. But the Tigers, they're not exactly going to have an easy time with their pitching either. Jake Peavy, he's on the Detroit Tigers. John Lackey, he's hot. And Clay Buchholz, he's the ace of the staff. And John Lester, he is not a picnic either. So, having said that, I'm going to give the Tigers the edge. I'm going to give the Tigers the edge, especially Verlander, Scherzer, and Sanchez. I think they have the edge over Buchholz, Lester, and Peavy. Now, let's look at the lineup. The Boston Red Sox, they have speed at the top. They have a lot to worry about when it comes to speed. Well, for the opposing pitcher, Jacoby Ellsbury, he's an ideal leadoff hitter. Dustin Pedroia, don't think he doesn't have speed either. He can steal bases too. And guess what? They have power too. They can hit home runs. Every single starter they have can hit home runs. Even their disposition players. Will Middlebrooks, he's a disposition player. He's a disposition starter, and he can hit home runs. That is scary. That is scary. Now, let's look at the Tigers. Well, the two main threats are Miggy and Prince, but Miggy has been injured. But still, Fenway is a hitter's park. So, I'm interested to see how Miggy does playing injured in Fenway. Does he have the leg strength? If he does, the Boston Red Sox could have trouble containing him. If not, the Tigers could be going home. Prince Fielders better not choke. But we know that Victor Martinez is clutch. And Johnny Peralta, he's an extra hitter. And we need him to play as much as possible. I wouldn't count on Avila for anything, but Leland loves Avila. And so does Dave Dombrowski, because he's part of the family. even though he doesn't belong in the major leagues. But that bullpen, they brought back Phil Coke. So that means Derek, Alvarez, Smiley, and Coke will be your three lefties. And they brought, and Ben Wall's your closer. But the Boston Red Sox definitely have the advantage in the bullpen. There are two Asian American closers. There's two Asian closers that they have. They're shutdown closers. They are pretty much unhittable. They're pretty much unhittable. They are going to be a tough team to hit. So, if they can't figure Clay Buchholz out, they can't figure John Lester out, the Tigers could be headed home. But if Verlander and Scherzer and Sanchez, if they can match them and have a better pitching game than their starting pitchers, the Tigers have a real chance at the second straight World Series. But my prediction is Red Sox wins and in 6 games at the most. Because Verlander and Scherzer, they're going to be too tough for the Boston Red Sox to sweep the Tigers. If it wasn't for Verlander and Scherzer, I think the Tigers, they get swept. But Verlander and Scherzer, they're going to win 2 games by themselves. But the Boston Red Sox, their offense is just too powerful. And their speed is deadly. That's my prediction. Boston Red Sox in 6. And this is Daniel McFarland, and I approve this message.